Welcome to Gurukul Lectures. In the ongoing series of Team Leadership and Development, we will be talking on team building and other related issues. Now, there are some very important characteristics of a successful team, like we need to value each other, we need to have a mutual trust, people are willing to do the work to the best possible extent, they have the expertise, they have a shared vision, and they have an open environment wherein they can speak successfully and in order to build the best relationships. So, the characteristics of the successful team is one which everyone is striving for and everyone is trying to achieve and maintain the kind of relationship what the successful team characteristics has. To ideal efficiently with all the team tasks, individuals must have a diverse set of skills. And for many positions required to complete a team's task, a variety of personal styles are also required. The individual and the group accountability. Each team member accepts the responsibility for both his or her own work and the team's work. The members of the squad announcing their intentions and then following through. We need to create certain team values. So let us discuss on this. The teams that perform well contribute a lot of value to the business, and it is well worth the time and effort to nurture and grow them. And when there are organizational leadership, they have a substantial impact on the general culture. More than all the plans and the performance-oriented banners, people acquire their best cues about the behavior that are very crucial to the organization's success by watching their leaders in action. Effective teams usually have the following characteristics and they focus on the worthwhile goals and define the achievement targets. Have a strong sense of self as well as the specific and essential task within a team and are a part of the network with the strong communication and teamwork abilities. We have a mutual supportive atmosphere for resolving the conflicts and the self-development, which is commonly embodied in either an explicit or an implicit set of principles. We need to take a pleasure in the activity as evidenced by inventiveness and the sense of humor. Now, teams typically spend a lot of time on the planning, linking the team goals to the department and the organization's vision and plan. The good teams also meet regularly to discuss the progress and also take out time to reflect on their processes and how they interconnect as possible. So the team values can effectively provide a team's minimum standard of acceptable behavior and the performance on the job. All the team should strive to have an established value that are very consistent with the core values of the organization. These defined standards can become the foundation for the team's overall success and the focal point for a daily behavior. The challenge is coming up with a set of values that are more motherhood and apple pie, and that the team really buy into. So it's a biggest challenge to take out the team beyond the motherhood and the apple pie. And typically, this value system like ability to learn, encouraging the initiative, integrity, mutual respect, open communication, and fun, for example, need the values defining in terms of what they mean actually in practice. So, the practicalities of creating the team values and the pitfalls to avoid when identifying the team values, which are given by Jess Lynn Stoner. It's a case study which outlines the 5 cautionary mistakes to avoid when you are determining the team values. The first is, a member of a leadership team advised that we figure out what our values are, and because no one had a time for an extra meeting to accomplish this task, the task was delegated to few volunteers to bring back to the leadership team. The blunder is to separate the values from the actual work, and the leaders delegated and stepped back. So they would have discovered how these values drive the very behavior they need to do the work, and if they had taken the time as a team to debate the values they considered were vital to their future. So the practitioner of the creating team values and the pitfalls to avoid when identifying the team values, the second point is the subgroup members. They realized that doing the task in isolation was not at all a smart idea. So in order to be inclusive, they sent out a poll to everyone in the organization. So the stumbling block is a lack of a dialogue, the values, and become more than words on the papers. Only through participation and debate, and where the people fully understand them and commit to embodying them. The third factor is participants were asked to list their top 5 values in a survey instructions, and there was no mission statement attached. So the majority of the participants were asked to list their own personal values, and some people chose the values that they even did not think were being lived right now. Some people did not identify the values like honesty, and because they felt they were givens, so there are few people chose the values they thought were the most important to the organization's mission. The failure to link the values to the purpose or the vision is a very, very common problem, owing to which there is a substantial difference as far as the negative spillover is concerned on the production. The organizational values must be more than a reflection of its members' individual personal ideals. And because the values influence the behavior and the decision-making process, selecting the values that will guide the company into the future is extremely critical, and simply recognizing the value that exists now defines where you are, but they are not necessarily the values that will assist you in getting where you want to go. The subgroup had a vibrant and exciting discussions where they discussed the poll results and expressed their own perspective on what values were important. Honesty, relationship, teamwork, profitability, and enthusiasm were chosen as the top 5 values. The failure to be descriptive is a pitfall. To various people, words have varied meanings. For each of these words, it is critical to provide a precise definition as well as the examples of what the actions look like. The next is the subgroup reported their findings at the following leadership team meeting, and they praised for their effort and commended on their accomplishments. So the leaders believed the mission had been accomplished and completed, and no further discussions were had on the matter. The figures were made public and made available on the internet. So nothing has changed as a result of this action, and the leaders would have to look them up if you ask them what values are now. So the stumbling block is a lack of responsibility, and there was no procedure in place to track whether the values were being modeled by the leaders or lived throughout the company, and to assist in the resolution of the value conflicts or to give repercussions for a major violations. Without responsibility, identifying values becomes merely a list checking exercise rather than a guiding force in your firm. So people talk about forming a team, working as a team, and my team in every workplace, but only few understand how to create a teamwork experience or develop an effective team. In the broader sense, belonging to a team is the outcome of feeling a part of something bigger than your own self, and it has a lot to do how well you understand your organization's mission or goals. You contribute to the organization's overall performance in a team-oriented atmosphere. And to achieve these outcomes, you collaborate with the other members of the company. Even if you have a certain job function and are a member of a specific department, you work together with other employees of the organization to achieve the overall goals, and your actions are guided by the broader picture, and your role exists to help a bigger picture. You must distinguish this particular general idea of collaboration with the difficulty of forming an effective, intact team to achieve a specific goal. Many people mix up the two goals of team building, and that is why so many team development seminars, meetings, retreats and activities are regarded a failure by those who attend them. So the leaders are unable to specify the type of team they wished to assemble. And when it comes to the team building tactics, developing an overall sense of teamwork differs from forming an effective and a focused work team. When distributing the team duties, it's very critical to concentrate on the team members' specific strengths. It is going to make a specific difference. And it's not so much about having the finest person for each function. It is about fostering a culture of success and achievement. When each team member has a role that they excel at, they are more likely to feel appreciated and emit a positive energy to rest of the team. On the other hand, if people are assigned to the role that they do not suit them or help them to activate and achieve the positive goals, the frustration and resentment can develop within the team. And it's critical that the team management does not start favoring certain team members by continually assigning them the essential job and duties. Yes, you need to allow the members to take an initiative. Instead, you should encourage all the team members to take all the type of risk and take on the new challenges. You need to allow the members to take the initiative. Asking for the volunteers for the role is a very smart approach to do this. Instead of declaring that a person A is responsible for a specific task, inform the team that you require someone for a specific task. Encourage the team more quiet members to take a lead, and if the same people are continuously stepping up. Another technique to involve everyone is to make sure that each team member reviews the project and the choices before they have finalized. So have each person submit a short feedback in this regard before the materials or the plans are finalized. So if they are reviewing the projects, they are giving their choices before the things are finalized, that means you are trying to engage each and everyone towards the team performance and achievement. You have to concentrate another strategy on the positive remarks. The comments can help promote a teamwork, but the emphasis should always be on a good rather than a negative feedback. A healthy feedback is another effective method for fostering a very positive work environment and ensuring that everyone feels valued. So if people are giving you the positive comments, so concentrate on that. The negative comments are only for the reforms and for the some kind of a checkups. But yes, everything which is going to work is only the positivity, and the remarks which are only positive should be taken into consideration and should be concentrated upon. Individual evaluation sessions with the team members are very beneficial, but providing a relevant feedback to the entire team is also beneficial. you can enhance the team's morale by emphasizing the importance of team overall performance as well as the individual contributions. You need to improve the communication. It is definitely very, very essential activity. The following suggestions will help you enhancing your team communications with one another. Communication is the heart of teamwork and it should be one of the team main priority areas. And of course, you have to maintain an open door policy. The team and the organization management must maintain an open door policy. You need the members of your team to feel comfortable communicating the issues or the positive developments at any moment. Allowing all types of inquiries and suggestions from the team that can help you as far as the open policy is concerned. The management should always pay attention to these questions and reply constructively. If a recommendation isn't feasible, for example, don't just state it won't be done. Instead, explain why and thank the person who suggested it. It is an open door policy. The person was initiating giving a comment, giving a suggestion. It should be taken in a right stride. Why that suggestion should not be taken should also be taken in a right stride. You need to explain why the suggestion was taken. You also need to explain why the suggestion was not taken. You actually need to highlight and thank that particular person who highlighted that particular issue. It is going to make a substantial difference as far as the team building is concerned. When a team member has a problem, whether it's with the project or it is with their personal life, make sure the rest of the team is there to help. He should have such kind of a feeling that people are available at his beck and call. He should be, into a very cozy environment wherein only the positive vibes are coming and he's under a very positive environment, having this kind of a feeling that if the problem comes, everyone is here for me. And of course, he is in a position of a trust, confidence and a fiduciary position. So this can be accomplished by lowering the person's workload or giving a greater out of work assessment and assistance. So of course, if you're going out and having an open door policy, make sure everyone has a liberty to speak. And of course, if the suggestions are not taken care of, then you need to suggest the reason also. And when a team member has a problem, he should have this kind of a feeling that he is having a very cozy environment where everyone is available for his help, and this can be accomplished by lowering the person's workload. So we should not be overloading an individual as far as the working conditions are concerned. He should be comfortable with such a work environment so that there is no stress on his mind that he has to do so much of a work. So some kind of an assistance, some kind of volunteering activity by somebody is a welcome step. Another part under which you can help and make a team building is a brainstorming. It should be encouraged. Throughout the project, the team should be encouraged to brainstorm at various moments. A brainstorming session once a week or every 2 weeks, for example, is a very fantastic idea. You need to ensure that all the ideas are welcome and considered during a meeting. And when it comes to the ideas, the team should look outside the box and be analytical. Crazy ideas should not be dismissed or ridiculed. You may build trust among the group and ignite the ideas that could lead to success by listening to everyone's ideas. It's a good idea to switch the locations to give the group a new challenge, to get everyone into a different thinking mode. Don't only meet in a conference room, go outside the office, sit in a bustling cafe, go into a restaurant, go into a cafe home, etc. This is going to make the environment different. And of course, when you change the environment, your thinking mode, your moods, your comprehension level, your contemplation level, everything goes a sea change. So it's always better to change the environment, because if they are used to only sitting into a conference room, thinking about it, having discussion in the same room, it is not going to make a substantial difference. So this is empirically proved that if you change the locations and the ideas will also change, the new challenges will come up, people will have a new way of thinking. So sitting outside the office anywhere is beneficial, and of course it should be encouraged, and it's tool for team building also. Next is your curiosity should be encouraged. Curiosity is a crucial component of a successful team. The members should go outside the team for the ideas, as well as the MIT demonstrated. Curiosity about seeking solutions should therefore be encouraged at all the times. Encourage the team members to ask the questions and seek the answers, to pick their interest. Remove the phrase, "That's a dumb question," from the team members. Every question is deserving a response. So having a curiosity, having a question hour session, moving on to, deeply into curiosity about seeking the solutions, it is all very encouraging for a team. And of course, no idea is a dumb idea. No question is a dumb question. Every question which is being asked in the discussion actually deserves a response. So that should be kept in mind. So you need to encourage the team members outside the workplace. Finally, strengthen the communication by encouraging the team to spend time together outside of the work. Knowing each team member social side can really help develop the trust and reduce the barriers to asking the queries, coming up with the fresh ideas. Begin by encouraging everyone on the team to eat lunch together. Create unique takeout options in a meeting room. Organize the picnics and throughout the warmer months to do so. So basically, when you talk about strengthening of the team, encouragement of the team outside the workplace, meeting people outside the conference room, having a social side brighten like a sun should be encouraged. So from the official side, you can arrange the and informal meetings also, like a picnic can be arranged by the office, which is formal otherwise and otherwise informal, wherein people can sit together, they can spend time together, and they can exchange some good ideas, they can talk to each other. So this will actually help in building the trust and the confidence amongst the member. So the kind of barriers you were looking for, the people were reluctant to speak and they had a lot of inquiries, but because of some inhibitions they could not speak. So all these things will automatically change into a very positive atmosphere. So you need to encourage everyone on the team to eat lunch together, to meet out for picnics, and especially in the winters, sitting in the sun together, chit-chatting, etc. It is actually going to make a substantial difference for the team building as a strategy. You will also need to plan events outside the workplace. These don't even have to be face-to-face meetings. Instead, they might be an online opportunity to converse. So use a social media to link the team and the instant messaging platforms like Snapchat to improve outside of the work cooperation. So use of the social media is encouraged because people of today, they are more on the social media. So connecting your official work with the social media is also very, very encouraging for the team building. I mean, not meeting online, offline, but meeting online through social media is also a very, very welcome and a good strategy for a team building. Then is your accountability should be easily accessible. A set of rules is required for effective teamwork. Accountability among the team members is very critical because it encourages the negative conduct and fosters the trust. So you need to define each member's responsibility. Outline the role of each member is the first step towards increased accountability. Everyone should be aware of the team's main aim, but they should also be given their own set of objectives and the particular task. The team will face less uncertainty and trending on each other's toes if the roles are well defined. As previously discussed, you want to use each team member's strength for the benefit of the entire group. We need to assign some assignments based on their particular skills and make sure that everyone in the team understands their responsibilities before the team project begins. And throughout the process, review, reassign is of course a strategy which is extremely important and needed, and to make sure that everyone's participation is valued equally. The necessity of identifying the objectives both for the team as a whole and for the individual members was briefly highlighted, and it is critical that all the members are informed of these kind of expectations from the very beginning. So you need to describe the expectations in detail for the entire staff members, so there is a clarity that what they are supposed to do. Before beginning the project, the team should gather and write the expected results as well as the behaviors that will aid in achieving them and the goals that must be met. So it's important to note that the team is involved in the process and that it's not merely a top-down management decision. Make precise timelines and keep a record of the progress. So the team should have a clear understanding of the schedule, have a timeline with the similar objectives, and can be extremely beneficial and ensuring that team is not overburdened. And make a precise concept of the progress also. So a proper review mechanism must also be in place to guarantee that the team or the individual members do not fall behind. And of course, you have to make sure that team members don't feel like they are being followed, but make sure the management is aware of their progress. The self-assessment questionnaires or feedback session can also be very important in this regard. And overall, you can also create a routine. So, having a routine of something is also a welcome step and is, a very important part of a teamwork. The routine for problem solving and debates should be established, and furthermore the team should have a procedure in place for dealing with the members of the team who behave in an unfavorable or a destructive manner. If someone isn't doing their part or there are bullying concerns, it's very critical to establish a routine for dealing with such situations. So all these steps which we have discussed will pave a long way in team building and development.